Welcome back to the Shine Gaming and Esports Center. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. Not just football, but some Super Smash Bros. Action here. I'm super excited for this one. It's your Syracuse Orange playing the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Tell me a little bit about this matchup, Rowan.
Well, it's going to be a great one, and it's going to be really interesting because Nebraska's coming fresh off a sudden death win over Minnesota, and Syracuse is coming off of a loss to Minnesota. So both these teams with really similar pasts, and they kind of sit in the same range in the PEC. The kind of 2 through 4 seeds made up of Syracuse, Minnesota, and Nebraska. At 1, it's the Michigan State Spartans, far and away the juggernauts of this conference. But all 3 of those teams kind of jostling for who's the next one up to take down the Spartans. And tonight's going to be a big test to find out who that is.
First, Rowan, I'd love to take a look at what happened last week against Minnesota. Get an idea of what we're going to look at here. Of course, I mean, who else would it be? It's Syrup starting things off. Played fantastic the whole time. This was a huge win in Game 1. There you see Drew playing Joker, getting a clutch win. Sarvi playing Luigi. I mean, he dominated Rob that matchup. They won the first matchup, Rowan. It was fantastic. But unfortunately, from then on out, things got a little tough. It was back and forth, tightly contested. They ran back the same pairings again and again. There you see Syrup back air. That'll do it for him. But unfortunately, from then on, it got more difficult, and it was the last matchup that unfortunately did Syracuse in.
Yeah, this was close the whole way through. Syracuse ended up taking the first round, and then the last 2 went to Minnesota, but it just wasn't that simple. It was a back-and-forth affair, game after game, match after match, and Syracuse held their own. But both these teams were very, very convinced that their 4-man lineup was better. A lot of times we see rosters shifting out players, swapping things out, making substitutions, making sure the opposing team doesn't get used to the fighters that they have. Kind of how you would in a traditional sport where you make substitutions when your opponent starts to catch on to your game plan. Neither team was doing that. It was the same battle after the same battle, and Minnesota ended up prevailing. They played a solid game. They adapted to Syracuse very well. I think adaptability is a huge variable when it comes to Smash. Minnesota just did it better here. But it's going to be a big factor coming into today because Minnesota's lineup is fairly deep, and Syracuse's is as well, 8 or 9 fighters. Nebraska, just 4 fighters, the minimum to compete in PEC play.
It's really interesting. They've got the 4, 6, 8, and 10 overall players in Nebraska. So, I mean, they really dominate recruiting from that state. And it's I can't read. It's Smoothie, who is the number 4 player, Arvin, who's number 6, Super, who is number 8, and then Mixwell, who is number 10.
It's going to be good to see. I love the home recruiting, sticking to the South, not expanding out. That's how you foster culture, but these guys all ranked in the top 10 in their respective states. It's going to be tough to compete with someone like Syrup, who is just edged out of the top 10 nationally. So Syracuse definitely has the firepower to compete with those rankings, and I'm excited to see how they stack up. Normally, Syrup leads things off for the Orange, but tonight he's in the 2 slot. Jack, you want to break down these matchups that we've got for today? 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Let's get into it. It's 4 matchups, and each stock you take off your opponent is a point, as well as winning your 3-stock matchup is another point. After 4, the points are tallied. Whoever's got more is the winner. It's a system of picks and counter picks. We're going into it now. So our first matchup, it's Drew playing Byleth and Smoothie playing Link. Smoothie considered really one of the heavy hitters of this team. A lot of the Nebraska strategy revolves around winning the matches that Smoothie plays, Scooby's on Syracuse, and the matchups that Arvin plays.
Yeah, Smoothie's the top rank of this Nebraska roster, the 4th best in the state. So really excited to see what he brings out. And Link versus Byleth, it's a very similar matchup. Both of these characters fairly heavy, not super reliant on combos. The real difference is Link's projectile advantage. A ton of different tools that he has access to. He nails the down smash. Big percentage differential here. Smoothie getting ahead early against Drew of Syracuse.
And you're seeing it's because of those projectiles you just mentioned, able to edge guard a little bit better. You saw that earlier in the match. Quickly, nearly a knockout there for Smoothie. Nearly took that 1-stock advantage already, that bomb that you can throw around. I mean, both characters can interact with it, pick it up, throw it around.
just makes the stage a little smaller, a little more cramped. But don't count out Drew here, specifically Violet. This is a character that can land just a few moves and drive the percentage back up. As a beautiful forward tilt that's going to take the first stock for Nebraska.
And Drew usually plays Joker. And this week trying something new out. We heard from beforehand with Coach Bear that this is something that Drew's been really working on, playing Violet some more. Deals a couple of good percents to Link. It's tough to tell them apart here.
Yeah, they look super similar. They're both very, very dark colors.
It's the ult skin of Link. I think he's cool looking.
Link has some of the best skins.
Drew lands a nice hit. Tries to get another one there. Can't quite get it. Both off screen now. Gonna have to recover off to the edge here. Lands a good hit now. An opportunity to edge guard for Drew. Edge guard he will. Launches Smoothie back off of the edge. Trying to find a knockout. Can't get three stocked here. That's something that Bear said was a key to this matchup beforehand. Just really trying to avoid the three stock. Doing a pretty good job of it here. Can land a knockout blow really at any time, all the way up at 130% now is Link. Going for the edge guard with those arrows. Doesn't quite get it. Link managed to create some space with a projectile off the edge. Jockeying for position. And there's the knockout. We're back on even stock, but a pretty big differential in percentage, and we're right back 2-1 again.
Yeah, and Smoothie has this 2-1 stock lead because of the use of that first stock. He stretched it all the way out and got Drew up into the 120s. He made such great use of that late stock that now there's a fresh full stock lead.
He's already taking a percentage lead here in what is Drew's final stock. Drew looking to jockey, get back inside, that projectile range, but unsuccessful. A good bomb off the edge and a knockout. And Nebraska's already up 4-1.
That is the advantage of Link that you see. Both the characters, not really a ton of combos, but it's the projectiles from Link that won that stock in particular right there. The bomb guarded the edge so well, and before Drew could even get to the edge, that bomb was thrown off stage, sending Drew out to the void. It was fantastic.
And you saw it before Drew had an opportunity to edge guard. Link used a projectile to create some space while he was off the edge, and that allowed him to get back up to the ledge and recover just a little bit of space creation, whether it's edge guarding or being edge guarded yourself. That's the advantage that Link gets.
It's a 4-1 Nebraska lead. I'll tell you what, if we used the traditional crew format, I would be concerned for Syracuse because that was a very dominant display. Smoothie would still have 2 of their 3 stocks left over, and to have a fighter that good up early in your lineup, I would be worried. So I think this new PEC format, where it's a new fighter in each round, I think it's very advantageous for Syracuse right now. That was a very, very good display from Smoothie. Luckily, it's one and done.
But also, if we were doing traditional crew battles, you probably see Syrup out the gate for Syracuse.
I don't know. Listen, at the start of this year, I said that Syrup was going to be 3-stocking everyone left and right. And he's gotten beaten before. It's come down to 1 stock versus 1 stock before. And there's been players that can trump Syrup. It's been very few, but it's happened before. And I think Smoothie, from what we just saw, it was very dominant play. Drew, one of the better fighters on the Syracuse roster. I wouldn't be too surprised if toe-to-toe it was a close contest.
Speaking of Syrup, looking ahead to our second matchup, it's Syrup playing Steve, of course, and this is a top build matchup because it's Arvin playing Bayonetta.
Yeah, not a lot of experience against Bayonetta. That's something the Syracuse folks were talking about. Coach Bear and Sarvi, when he was in here, they were all drafting together. It was kind of a wild card, Arvin, specifically Bayonetta, because no player really had any experience against that character. Was huge in Smash 4. And has kind of gotten nerfed in this new Smash Ultimate, but still a fun character to watch. You're going to see her flying and dashing across the screen. A very fun playstyle. And Syrup was the one who, I got it, Coach. He just has the most experience against a kind of odd character that you don't quite see as much in the meta.
And they even mentioned that he doesn't even have a ton of experience against Bayonetta, but also when you have a player that talented, you kind of feel comfortable tossing him in against just about anyone.
Yeah, he can take any fighter toe-to-toe and any character toe-to-toe. He's a great player. Again, 11th in the nation. Was a huge spotlight for the Syracuse Orange esports program as a whole before this season started. This program was kind of birthed on Rocket League and Gababy being the first signing into the Syracuse Orange family, but Syrup was an amazing addition before the year, and he can take just about anybody.
You see the article this morning, Rowan?
No, what was it?
It was an article all about Syrup and how he was recruited to Syracuse.
I saw it on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I saw it on LinkedIn, yes.
Pretty interesting stuff.
It's cool.
Highly recommend going to give it a read.
He likes it here. I'm glad he likes it here. I mean, it's one thing to have talent for short term, but when you can be confident that it's going to be long term, then he's going to stay here for a few years and consistently contribute to the university and making us better and seeing him grow as a player, a professional, whatever he wants to be. It's going to be exciting. He's a cool kid.
I'm just glad we'll get to keep calling his Smash games.
Yeah.
It's a ton of fun. I know a ton about Steve now.
Right.
We were talking about that throughout the week. I was like, wow, I actually know how this character works now, and I had no idea.
Somehow.
It's incredible. Steve is just wild to play against.
After Syrup, so it's going to be Syrup and Arvin in round 2, and then who do we got following this matchup?
Yeah, after that, it was our blind pick, so that's Sarvi playing Luigi, going into Mixwell playing Pyra Mithra. And then finally, it was the original blind for Nebraska, which is Super playing Joker, and we counterpicked Scooby, who will be playing Me Brawler.
It's going to be interesting. Some more advantageous matchups for Nebraska, I will say. But the Syracuse squad is really starting to do this. They're starting to ramp up. They're starting to get a lot better, mesh a lot better, understand who plays who better. And we are beginning to see that. We saw it a little bit in Minnesota, and hopefully we can teeter off over the edge today against Minnesota. In terms of Syrup versus Arvin, Steve versus Bayonetta, just the character dissection. Bayonetta, I'm curious how her moves will affect the blocks. Her moves are very long. They do a decent amount of damage to blocks and other variables on the stage, and that's Steve's whole thing, is creating that separation with the blocks, getting time for him to mine, getting time for him to do whatever. And Bayonetta is going to be needing to play super aggressive. Hopefully not getting punched.
I mean, that's been a key to being able to take anything off of Syrup all year is, being in that aggressive state, getting close to him so that he can't get into, gold diamond tools.
Yeah, the tool upgrades are huge, and Syrup's been responding to it so well. He just keeps walling up. There have been times where he's low on materials, and that, like you said, is when characters start to punish, because you need blocks to do some of your moves. The better your tools are, the more damage your tools do, and the only way you can get that is by mining and having that time. And characters have tried, but Syrup, he's too good. He's really solid. I've really only seen him kind of stressed and get a little frantic because he doesn't have enough blocks to make a move once this season.
That was really the only matchup that he lost, and that was way back at the beginning of the year against the Michigan State Palatana. Druish, I believe.
Druish, yes.
Incredible play.
Disgusting.
And also nationally ranked.
Yeah,
that's a top build matchup anytime you put it out there.
I was surprised before the season started when I was looking at the rosters just how many top 200 players there are in the PEC. I mean, I understand esports average participant is very young, but I was shocked how many quality players are in this company.
We're gonna get into it now. It's Syrup playing Steve and Arvin playing Bayonetta. Syrup already getting that wall, trying to create some distance again. Goes for the minecart, but Bayonetta being aggressive here early, and that's exactly what we expected. Fun fact, Syrup is not playing here tonight. He's playing from home online as he's getting juggled around. Really good aggression so far from Arvin. Exactly what Syrup was hoping not to see.
And that's what Bayonetta does. Strings together combos like Steve is doing right here. Syrup and Ice Guys 5, but that's exactly what Bayo does. And just all of a sudden, you're at a high percent. And Steve doing a really good job, Syrup, just making up that ground.
Finally got Bayonetta into the magma block, but still being aggressive, getting inside of those combos, and a magma block into a knockout. Syrup showing some dominance, saying, hey, don't get too close to me. I will make you pay.
A quick 80% from Arvin immediately responded by Syrup. So cool.
It's just absolutely incredible gameplay. Tried to go for a mine. It was a little aggressive, but managed to get a couple more blocks. Going for it again. Now he's got the gold tool, so he's back up into an advantage state. Went for the backyard, didn't quite hit it. And it slows down time. That's such a difficult move to stop, and that's a knockout. Bing! Into the background.
Yeah, Arvin almost didn't capitalize on the slowdown of time, but Just one extra attempt got the job done.
Using the Magma block more than I think we've ever seen him use it here, trying to punish that up close and personal moveset. And there it is again, into the background. The Magma block being used to heavy effect by Syrup here early.
It's a great move, especially in those high percents, that up tilt to up smash. It's a solid kill confirm, and it kills fairly early, around 100, 110.
We've seen, I mean, he got it at 80, he got it at 90%. It's been pretty incredible so far. Now getting juggled again, looking to end this matchup with 2 stocks, make things even yet again here for Syracuse. It's juggled up into the air by Bayonetta there. Tries to edge guard now, falls all the way off the stage. Gonna have to do some pretty creative recovery. Just manages to get back on ledge. A little minecart into the Elytra wings. Getting comboed yet again. Can't afford to lose another stock here. Really counting on Syrup to get a 3 or a 2 stock. Slowed down now. Bayonetta with an opportunity for a knockout. Didn't quite get it. Now Syrup has an opportunity to respond. It's juggled off stage. Minecart comes launching back, builds off the stage, goes for the grab, doesn't get it.
The disparity here isn't even in percents, even though that's what it looks like. It's that Steve has a lack of tools, but the up smash doesn't matter. No tools required.
And the up smash was all 3 knockouts, Rowan.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's what they say, but we haven't seen him use that ever. It was a completely new strategy there. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that he's playing from home online. In any event, it's 5-5 again.
That was a huge win from Syrup, and he did his job. That's why he was recruited here, is not just to win, but to win with dominance, and a 4-1 win is just that.
Absolutely. Take a look here at the final knockout. Use that Magma block to incredible effect. Looking into the next matchup now, it's Sarvi playing Luigi and Mixwell playing Pyramithra. I don't know a ton about Pyramithra, Rowan, do you?
Oh, yeah, I unfortunately do. Pyramithra is one of the most frequently played characters online, and it's just so frustrating. The moveset, the way it is wired, is so difficult to stop. It's a character that you can pick up and beat just about any amateur player just because of how good the moves are. So when you put someone who's really skillful behind them, it makes it that much more difficult to stop. This is going to be a hard match for Sarvi to win. He's great, but just the mechanics of the character itself is very tough to get over.
And they trusted Sarvi. They knew who was going to come out here. They knew it was going to be Mixwell.
Right.
And they were hoping for Pyramithra, as opposed to Palutena, who Mixwell sometimes plays. And they put Sarvi in because he felt more comfortable against both those characters. Mm-hmm. And then they saved Scooby for the final matchup. That was a bit of interesting strategy from Bear and Sarvi, who were the ones drafting in here.
Yeah, there's so much strategy when it comes to drafting. I mean, you think, like, oh, let's just send our best guy up. No, there's so much precision of who they're playing, what they're playing, how they're feeling, who's up next. There's so many variables that come into the draft, and this was the matchup that Sarvi felt most comfortable with. And I've said this before, and I'll say it all season, is when Sarvi feels comfortable, the distance in skill and the distance in performance between when he feels uncomfortable to when he feels comfortable in a matchup is massive. Bigger than any player, I think, on this Syracuse roster. He's a mental player, and when he can lock it in and hone his own mind into positive play, it is so present that he's locked in.
And I'm just thinking back to last week. That first matchup that he had in set 1 was just lights out, as we're going to get into it here. I mean, he played incredibly, and it was a tough matchup for him. Here we go.
One thing I'm concerned about here is just the way these characters are built. The recovery of Luigi. It's predictable, and it's not exactly fantastic. The edge guarding ability of Pyramithra, she has a ton of tools. As Sarvi gets an early lead, really solid job immediately getting into an advantage state. Got it! Bang! Oh my goodness! Beautiful spike.
That was pretty incredible. That is the combo ability that is going to lead Luigi to win this match. If he can get going like that more often, he will do very well. Recovers nicely there. Edge guarding, but the edge guarding has not been great so far from Mixwell. Just getting a bit more there. Sarvi trying to find a way to break through. All the way up to 55% now. Mixwell only on 17%, but it is the second stock. He recovers yet again, trying to get back on into that center stage, gain some control so he can try and set up a combo, and it just hasn't worked so far. Hasn't been able to break through that shield. And a knockout.
There's the switch to Mithra. A lot of times when you're hunting for that kill, you go to Mithra, or moves just do more damage. There's multi-hit. There's less combo ability as Sarvi immediately getting right back into the swing of things, tying some moves together.
That's the name of the game with Luigi, but it is something that Sarvi is so adept at. And I mean, he can do it against the best of the best players. If he gets a hold on you, it's really tough to get out of it. So back onto the edge, trying not to get edge guarded, needs to regain center control quickly. All the way up at 112% is Mixwell. Goes for the tornado, launches Mixwell off stage. Sarvi looking for the edge guard now. Good piece of recovery, but the knockout for Syracuse. Sarvi takes a stock advantage yet again.
Such a solid read from Sarvi in the back air, executed to perfection. To keep this stock lead and take this would be massive for Syracuse.
A 4-1 win here would be just incredible. Would give you a little bit of breathing room. Going for a combo there. Pretty good, gets about 50% off it, up to 57% now. Going on another combo up to 72%, couldn't quite finish it, but there's the launch off the edge. Sarvi looking for the knockout now. Couple of hits strung together will do it, 104% for Mixwell. Goes for the grab, misses it, now juggled off the edge. Opportunity to recover for Mixwell, but the tornado is incredible. Goes into the fireball for Sarvi up to 122%. Trying to find that knockout blow now, 122%, certainly in the knockout range. Goes for the grab, doesn't get it, but the knockout. Sarvi, 4-1 win for Syracuse.
Tried and true, patented, was the Sarvi up smash. The sky is blue, and Sarvi's throwing out the up smash to get the stock. What else is new?
I mean, it's his thing. It's his thing. Bear talks about it. Bear talks about him overcommitting to it sometimes, but that wasn't an overcommitment there. He used it to perfection.
Yeah, he didn't throw it out a lot in that matchup, and I really liked that because sometimes he hunts for it too early, and this game, it's all about adaptability. If you see something happening time and time again in the first 50% of the match, in the second 50% of the match, you're going to kind of know what's coming. He kept that hidden. He kept that in his bag and pulled it out when it was most valuable at the very end.
Heading into the final matchup, it's currently 9-6 Syracuse, and that means we've got a couple different scenarios, but we'll take a look. There's that spike, pretty incredible. We'll take a look at the dominance of Sarvi real quick.
It is.
And there it is.
So tough.
It's beautiful. They should put that on a shirt.
Sarvi up smash.
Sarvi up smash. I would buy one.
Yeah, that would sell.
Yeah. So, getting back to the final matchup, we've got Scooby playing Me Brawler against Super playing Joker. And Syracuse is up 9-6. So Syracuse victory can be achieved by any Syracuse win, or if Scooby can take 2 stocks off his opponent. That will also be a Syracuse win. If he only takes 1 stock off and loses, that sends it to a death match. You're probably going to see Syrup again. And if he gets 3 stocked, then unfortunately, that's a Nebraska win.
I don't think a 3-stock's going to happen, but I think that Nebraska definitely has the character advantage here. Joker's a character that can kind of pick and choose how they want to play in terms of spacing and pacing, or getting really up in your grill and utilizing the quick melee attacks in their bag. So it'll be curious to see. Scooby is a great fighter and has progressed arguably the most of anyone on this Syracuse roster, just in terms of consistency and adaptability. So this is going to be a good matchup for both teams. It'll be entertaining.
I would say it's between probably Scooby and Drew for MIP this year, most improved player.
100%.
It's been really wonderful to see them develop around the rest of this team and this core that's really solid.
It is, and that's what kind of makes everyone else flourish. Bringing a guy like Syrup in, obviously Syrup's going to deliver, but his effect on the other players as a leader are the other things that you're going to start to see, and I think we've definitely witnessed that with both Drew and Scooby.
Absolutely. Fun to watch those guys play. Scooby has had some incredibly clutch moments for this team. I remember a couple weeks ago, I think it was against Ohio State. He won a clutch matchup, and it was exactly what Syracuse needed. We're going to get into it now, though. Scooby already taken 1.2%, now 2.3%. That's what they say. It's a nice little down tilt now, heading into it, trying to get some more percent. The down tilt brought Joker to 10%, then all the way up to 23. 48 gets a nice little combo. The Brawler has to fight close, and I think really it would be beneficial for Joker to try and create some space.
Just a little bit. I think utilizing that neutral B to start some combos is probably the way to go here if you're Joker, but Scooby knows that range is not a strong suit for him. There we go. There's the neutral recovery in the play. Can't quite make anything of it, but it's also a great way to maintain center stage control, as Super's doing a really nice job of.
Super gets into Arsene form and launches Scooby off the stage. An opportunity for edge guarding, but Scooby says no, thank you. Good shield there. Out of Arsene form now is Joker. Launches Scooby off stage yet again, but some good recovery. Joker couldn't quite read it. Goes for the cannonball off the edge a couple times, but couldn't quite get the edge guard. Really tough to edge guard as Me Brawler, both in the knockout zone, and it's Scooby who falls first.
Yeah, that shot put tool is just not great for edge guarding. It's really Me Brawler's only tool, hence the name Brawler. It implies fist-to-fist combat. That's exactly what the character brings.
Me Gunner, whereas,
right.
And then what's the last one?
Me Sword Fighter.
There it is. Could have been a knockout there, but couldn't quite get it. Gets the shot put to go, though. In the Arsene form is Joker. Scooby needs to get the knockout quickly before sustaining too much percent damage here. Don't want to let this stock last too long for Joker, but lasting it is right now, all the way up to 60% is Scooby, but there's the knockout.
That couldn't have come, it needed to come right there. It couldn't have lasted any longer. Decent mileage on that second stock. Still in the mid-percent, Scooby is.
Scooby now needs to string together a couple combos, deal a couple of heavy hits, all the way up to 98% now. Good projectile off stage. Trying to find his way back on stage.
Scooby needs to take one more stock. This will be an orange win.
And he's got 2 stocks to do it, but up at 111% now. Now he's got 1 stock to do it.
So he cannot lose this stock before taking a Nebraska stock.
Otherwise, we head to overtime.
That's right.
Which is a winner-take-all 3-stock match. You can put any fighter in as anybody. Scooby doesn't want to let that happen, though. Wants to end it right now. Up to 85% is Joker. Scooby looking for that final knockout. Gets some good percent there. Joker out of Arsene form. It's really time for Scooby now. Good juggle there. Joker manages to recover. Scooby, good grab. Looking for that knockout up off stage. Joker, good recovery. Scooby, no, Scooby can't really edge guard. Scooby overcommits there. Manages to get back up on stage with an uppercut. Joker off stage, jockeying for position now a little bit. Scooby goes for back smash, couldn't quite get it. Now gets grabbed by Joker. It's up 100%. Anything can happen now. It's really close.
Both these characters just trading chip damage. You're not at a place where you can string combos together. That might have been an opportunity for Joker with the down tilt, but just maintaining such good center stage control is super.
It's 120 to 145% now. Scooby gets the knockout. That'll be a win for Syracuse. We've cut away from the gameplay. Of course, it's still 1 stock to 1 stock, but with that stock taken, it is impossible for Syracuse to lose this one.
I still want to see Scooby take it.
Of course, and he's doing a pretty good job. He's making his stock last. 68% Joker back into Arsene form. That's usually kind of a deck now, especially, it has been this game. Scooby got 1 good knockout in Arsene form. There's the final blow. Syracuse, though, takes this one. It's going to be an 11-10 victory for the Orange.
It's about as close as you can get. Really good performances from Syrup and Sarvi, the 2 juggernauts of this roster. Sarvi been here for a number of years, and Syrup, obviously, the studded newcomer. But Scooby had a job, and he did it. He did it. You really can't ask for more.
No, and keep in mind, both teams won the same amount of individual games as we'll get into the replays here. It's a really nice knockout for Scooby, and this at the end, oh my goodness, both up really high on percent, and Scooby just managed to eke it out. As I was saying, both teams won the same amount of games. It just came down to stock differential at the end of the day. And so Syracuse had more quality wins.
That's the importance of this format. Right. Both teams, it's so interesting. They won the same amount of games, but it's how large the win margin was.
Syracuse takes a 1-0 advantage. It's best of 3 sets. They're going to have to draft yet again, Rowan. So in the meantime, we'll be right back. We're back for set 2 of Nebraska versus Syracuse here, Super Smash Bros. And unlike last week, there have been quite a few changes here in the lineups. But before that, Rowan, give me an update on the PEC. What's going on?
Sure, we'll take a trip around the nation. We'll head to Minnesota. Boise versus Minnesota. Syracuse played the Golden Gophers last week, fell. Close game, 2-1 in a best of 3. Right now, it's Boise 0 and Minnesota 1, looking to go back-to-back. So those are all the games going on right now. There are a good amount of teams on bye weeks this week. So Minnesota and Boise, and then us in Nebraska is really the only PEC Smash entertainment for Thursday night.
And I really expect Minnesota to finish sweeping that up personally.
Yeah, I think it should be done fairly quickly. We've seen a lot of dominance from them throughout the whole year, and they trumped the orange, so we'll see.
Now let's take a look at the matchups here. This time Nebraska was Team A, so they got the first blind. We got the last blind. We've got their blind was Super playing Joker into Ado Bears playing Pitt. So a little swap there for Syracuse. Then we blind pick Syrup Steve. And it's Mixwell playing Pyramithra into Syrup Steve. Their blind from there was Smoothie playing Link, with which we countered with Sarvi playing Luigi. Excited to see how Sarvi handles that matchup. Could be a tough one. And then our blind was Scooby playing Me Brawler, and they have Arvin playing Bayonetta.
A huge switch up from Nebraska mostly. I mean, Super's playing a different character. We've got a lot of different matchups in terms of which Syracuse Orange they're playing against. And I like to see that. It makes it more entertaining. But I also think it's reasonable. I mean, you lost, and you lost because of the win differentials. It wasn't just super dominant from Syracuse. It was just better quality wins, a few of them. And so you want to switch a few things around. And I think it'll be interesting to see how that turns out, especially this first match here. Super as Joker against Syracuse's Ado Bears playing Pitt. And you don't see it just like that.
No, you saw Ado Bears stretching there beforehand. Do you think you need to stretch to go into a video game like that?
Yes, this is a full body activity.
All right.
Most games are.
Right, of course. It's just kind of jockeying for center stage here.
Do you disagree?
I don't necessarily disagree. You need to have some flexibility in the world of esports. I mean, he was doing shoulder workouts. That's important.
Right.
Good arrow there from Pitt. Just trying to deal some chip damage here. Into Arsene form now is Joker. Forgot that he was playing Joker. Forgot that was like an option for Joker. But now, of course, I mean, when you see the big guy come behind him.
The big guy.
Yeah. My goodness, that Arsene form put to good use and still got it. Meter up above halfway. Pitt's got to get a knockout here and quickly. Jockeying for center stage control yet again, up at 80%, now 87 is Super. It's a couple hits there now on Scooby. And a good little whirlwind with that. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
The spike.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, Rowan.
So good. It's a great way to reset the stock percentage. You love to see it. Spikes are just so satisfying. And Pitt doesn't have a ton of kill moves. Probably the most humble of the Smash Ultimate lineup. Not a ton of weaknesses, but also not an overabundance of strengths. So it kind of has to rely on situational things, having things come their way. And that is exactly what Ado Bears did there with the spike.
Meanwhile, Joker can do just about anything.
That's right.
What a disgusting character. Watching Joker be played week in, week out, because, we have a pretty good Joker player. We are now seeing a Joker player here. It's just incredible. Joker has pretty much no weaknesses. Able to edge guard here. Scooby all the way up to 120%. Needs to take a stock and quickly. Can't quite get it there. Dealing a couple more percents, up to 37%, but gets bashed around there. Almost up to Arsene form again. Now is Joker, and that'll be tough. That's going to be pretty tough to avoid a knockout. 44% now on Joker Go Orange.
That's right, 44.
Yeah. I wonder if a Smash player will ever wear 44.
Do they have numbers on the back?
No, they don't. But 150% is, Ado Bears. It's confusing because it says Scooby. It's bashed by Joker off the ledge there, but really making a lot out of this stock now is Scooby, doing a pretty good job surviving by the skin of his teeth.
All you can hope for if you're Ado Bears right now. You want to make the most of this stock.
And Couldn't quite get the arrow there, but now managing to juggle all the way up to 103%. Great arrow. Just managing to dot Joker up in the sky. And, I mean, Joker's nearing knockout percents here, Rowan.
Yeah, this is a great job from Ado Bears. He was down a ton early on in the stock. It's not even, but to bring your opponent into triple digits while you were in triple digits yourself is huge. And now both of them are definitely in kill zone. Up smash, that'll do it! Reclaims the lead. What a comeback.
Oh my goodness. That was incredible. I mean, I'm not sure how much longer he can keep this stock alive. 179% is, I mean, pretty far into the knockout zone. But if he can get any percent here, it's already a victory. Percent he will get. Looking now to Edgeguard. Got to recover though. Some really sneaky recovery there. Gets bashed off the side. Still not enough for a knockout. Good shield. Bounces the projectile back at Joker. Couldn't quite recover though. They're getting loud out there, Rowan.
Yeah, everyone on the Syracuse roster, they were at a point where they were all saying, how the heck is Ado Bear still alive right now? They were laughing.
I mean, he got 40 extra percent off a stock that was as good as dead before Joker even lost a stock. It was pretty incredible.
Now you got to take advantage. You just made a great play in the middle of the game, and now late game is when you really want to capitalize and be at your best. So he's got to do it again, and he has a decent opportunity here with an about 50% advantage.
Joker exits Arsene form again, but now starting to combo a little bit. Going to get some chip damage there. That poison.
That lead is gone.
I mean, it evaporated. Got to recover here. Some good recovery off the edge. Big hit. Tries to edge guard with the arrow. Didn't get it. Trying now to juggle. Knockout percentages yet again. This one has been fast-paced, Rowan. And pretty much all of these matchups have been quick. Trying to jockey once again for center stage control. Good arrow. Arrow goes right into the shield that time, though.
Both of these fighters know they're at kill percents, and so it's a little more passive. You can see no one's really rushing except there. That was a good grab. He saw an opening and capitalized on it. Now he's in a position to edge guard and maintain that center stage control.
It's really going to come down to it here. 100% for Ado Bears. Super up at 141. Any hit could really end it. Once again, in that center stage, but Ado Bears is going to finish him off. Huge win for Syracuse. Start the set up 4-2. Pumps his fist on the camera.
Super, the 8th best player in Nebraska. It's a huge one to knock out, and he did it with a character that he's not exactly familiar with. Shows he's been practicing, getting his reps in with Pitt. Ado Bears a really solid performance, and what I love out of Ado Bears and what I've seen a lot of from the Syracuse team is many of the games and many of the stocks that they win, it's not like they were ahead the whole time. It's not like they had the momentum the whole way through. Ado Bears was down up until maybe the 2/3 of the way through the match, and then he just ran away with it. It's great facing adversity right in the face and just kicking the door down.
Take a look here, and these are two characters that I'm more familiar with Joker these days, but because I haven't seen Ado Bears play Pitt a lot, it was really impressive. You see all the way up to 171%, gets a surprise knockout, and then, there's the final. Something I like about this Syracuse roster, and it's exemplified by him playing Pitt, is that they are now adapting and fleshing out to kind of get a wide array of characters that they can send into just about anyone. You are comfortable that you have at least somewhere on the roster a character that you can send in.
Yeah, there have been a few instances early in the season and a little bit last year where everyone on Syracuse said, I don't know who to send. I don't know who we're going to send to counter. And that's kind of what happened with when they had to send someone against Bayonetta earlier today. But it's happened way less early on in this season, and as we've reached the midway point through fall PEC, is like you said, there's just more options. There's more to choose from. You're a more well-rounded roster in terms of what you can send out. It's a good job.
Into matchup 2, and this is somebody you can send into just about anybody, and it was a really interesting piece of strategy from Nebraska that I want to talk about here. It's Syrup playing Steve against Mixwell playing Pyra Mithra, and Mixwell got 4-1 by Sarvi in set 1, and they decided to send him against the best player in the PEC. What do you think about that strategy decision? It was one that the coaches were not expecting.
Yeah, I think it's bold. If you think that it's because If you think it's because Syrup is a better pure fighter than Sarvi, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. If you think it's because Sarvi is a better pure fighter than Syrup, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. Excuse me, I misspoke.
Sarvi will appreciate you saying that.
Right. Well, Sarvi, I hate to break it to you. I don't feel that way. I love you, but I apologize. That's not how I feel. But I think this is purely a character-based decision. Steve can be fairly aggressive, but not as aggressive as Sarvi. There he is right there. He's giving me a look. He was displeased with my remarks.
It's been so good to get to know the Smash team this year and like get to know all the different people. Great group of guys.
Anyway, I think this is purely a character-based decision. I think that they expect maybe a little more passive play style from Syrup as Steve, which will warrant more success for Mixwell as Pyramid. But frankly, I mean, Syrup can really play however he wants, passive, aggressive, whatever.
I mean, he's hopping all over the stage right now.
He's already applying so much gas. I really think this is still going to go to whether Nebraska likes it or not.
That was a good punish there from Mixwell. Missed the Magma block, didn't get it to go. There's the stone and tools now for Syrup. Gets a good back air there. Launches Mixwell off the stage, up all the way already to gold tools. And oh my goodness! The down smash is disgusting. Didn't quite get the knockout. And is just to shield all of that damage on the recovery. And I mean, we were talking about it beforehand. Syrup really can look to 3-stock here. Goes for the down air yet again.
This is a really solid percentage lead from Syrup. And I wonder if we'll see that consistent up tilt to up smash kill option. We saw it a bunch in round 1 when he was playing Arvin as Bayonetta.
Went again for the anvil and it didn't quite get it. He's tried it a couple times, hasn't quite gotten it to go. Pretty low on materials. Looking to try and get a knockout. Now gonna get some materials back up into the minecart, and there's the back air for the knockout.
Yeah, that was really done very well by Syrup. Once you get someone in that minecart, if you don't take advantage and get the knockout, what was it all for? But he chased him off stage, beautiful forward air, just done very well.
Uses the diamond sword, which I actually don't see come out too much from Syrup, but used it there. Oh my goodness, the magma block. Didn't get the knockout off of it, but gives him an opportunity to get some back air. Oh my goodness, didn't get the knockout there either. 2 animations in a row that he didn't quite get the knockout on.
It's good to the eye. It's also just not quite there yet for Syracuse. Although when you're at 113, there are very few build moves that aren't going to kill when Steve's got diamond tools.
The 3-stock is going to be more difficult here, Rowan. Syrup all the way up to 140% now. Looking for that knockout blow quickly. That was a huge hit. Gets diamond tools yet again. After I believe they break, right? There's the back air. Oh my goodness, into the front of the screen. The tools break, correct, Rowan?
That's right, they do. And now he's got a fresh slate. Look, he's got a ton of iron, which will allow Syrup to really access his full toolkit, full arsenal. Here we go. Here we go.
Looking for that huge 3-stock for Syracuse. It would be really difficult for a comeback here if Syrup can 3-stock in this one. Doesn't quite get the footstool down air there. All the way up at 83%. Now 100% is Mixwell. Looking for that final hit. Likes to go to back air in these scenarios. Into the minecart. There it is. Knockout. Syrup 3-stock. You can book it.
Whether he's in person with us or over the internet, he's going to deliver, and that is exactly what Syrup did. 3-0'd one of the best players on this roster and one of the most challenging characters in all of Smash.
It's a shutout. Now it's 8-2 Syracuse. It's going to be a monumental task. We'll take a look at some of these beautiful highlights. I mean, the down air there it's gross, and then twice he used the minecart into back air off the ledge. I mean, it was effective. About to go see it again. Oh, excuse me, he didn't get the knockout on the first one, which was pretty shocking that he didn't.
Right, it was close.
Yeah, there's the knockout on the minecart into the back air. It
was really good, and it's so hard if you are playing against Steve to avoid that minecart. It goes across the stage, it moves fairly quickly, but sometimes also slowly. That variety makes it really tough to predict. You don't exactly know what's coming your way, and before you know it, you are stuck. You have to mash your way out of it, and the higher your percent is, the longer you're going to stay in that minecart and give whoever's playing Steve, in this case Syrup, more time to say, all right, this is the most preferred kill move here.
Looking now into this third matchup, and because Syracuse has swept the first two, Syracuse, you get that mixed up.
Yeah.
I do, personally. But we do have a clinch scenario, and it's if Sarvi, another heavy hitter for this team, can go up and beat one of the best players on this Nebraska roster in Smoothie.
I know Sarvi I think he was feeling fairly neutral about this matchup, going against someone like Link, a character who's got decent projectiles, different spacing. It'll be interesting to see, but I think Sarvi's feeling fairly confident about this one.
And another tidbit, Rowan, this is really interesting. This focuses on the larger PEC. If we can win this here, then oh my goodness, I'm doing it all over the place. Wow, if we can win this here, Syracuse will have swept Nebraska in all titles this week. Wow. That's the first time they'd have done that in the PEC so far.
Wow. That would be great for Syracuse, especially as a program that's trying to get better, not just in one individual title. They want to be taken seriously in all 4 major games in the PEC.
Smoothie playing Lincoln. I mean, that blue bomb is being used to effect to keep Luigi out of range, and I think that's something that we're going to see a lot of here, Rowan.
Yep, Link can absolutely play the pace and space game. Meanwhile, Sarvi, as Luigi, is really going to rely on that close play, stringing combos together.
Fortunately for SU, if Sarvi can get in and land a couple of combo hits, I mean, it's really tough to break out. You see it right there, already back up on even percent. Luigi hits so hard.
So hard and so fast. The neutral air, the up air, they come out so quick. The back air as well. So fast and so effective.
All the way up now at 91% is Smoothie. Sarvi trying to even things back up as he's been hit a couple times by a couple of good projectiles. That is exactly what we're going to see the most out of Link.
Yeah, here's the edge guard coming into play now. Sarvi got back to center stage. It did take him a little while. Had to get through a bomb, had to get through what is that? What's that?
Boomerang.
Australian.
Yeah, boomerang. Australian.
Excuse me.
It happens. I mean, I was calling Syracuse syrup all night, so here we are. Yeah, I mean, he knows coming into this matchup that it's going to be tough to recover. It's going to be real difficult there. Just managed to get back on stage. Right into it. There's the knockout.
Patented.
Put it on a shirt, and they're knocked right back out there. Didn't have much time for recovery. We're back all evened up on the second stock, and this is a tight matchup, bro. This is exactly what you want to see out of 2 of the top players on their respective teams.
Yeah, and even if Syracuse falls here, they've built up a large enough lead to where that's okay. So all you got to do is keep this one close. Winning it would really be the cherry on top.
Yeah, cherry on top. I like that. I mean, that's a pretty common expression.
Right,
I just enjoyed your usage of it. No. Good combo there. Oh my goodness, keeps it going all the way up to 75% now is Link from pretty much 0. That's the danger of Luigi. He can really hurt you if you let him. Boomerang trying to create some space. Gets the bomb up, and oh my goodness, perfectly placed. Sarvi is knocked out.
That was nice. That was really good spacing with the boomerang and just leaving no place else for Sarvi to go except in the hitbox of the bomb. Really good. But he immediately responds.
The tornado.
Category 5.
We are back. Are tornadoes categories?
I don't think so.
No. I don't think they are. That's hurricanes.
Right.
Speaking of hurricanes, Syracuse football playing Miami this weekend.
Oh, I'm sure that will go great.
Yeah, aren't we all? I like watching these teams way more because they're actually good. They have playoff aspirations.
They're a little more dominant, yeah. Oh, that game's going to be really unfortunate.
Anyways,
yeah, back to the
matchup. I mean, this is incredible.
This is great. I don't know why I'm harping on the bad.
I mean, Sarvi's all the way up to 79%. Gonna need to do some work if he's gonna take this one. But even if he hasn't, he's already taken 2 stops. It's gonna make it real difficult for Nebraska to win in the final matchup. All the way up at 100%. Luigi can hit hard when he needs to. Going for the edge guard with the arrow. Now he's got that blue bomb back. Sarvi takes control of it, tosses it back over towards Link. Manages to get the shield up. I mean, those blue bombs have been out pretty much every single second of this game. Sarvi now gets a combo going. There it goes, all the way up to 70% is Link. An opportunity for the edge guard. Didn't quite get it. I mean, it's tough to edge guard as Luigi. Gets him in the grab, gets him in the stop. Another opportunity for combo up to 88%, and Sarvi has made things real close here yet again. The tornado up to 100% is Link. Sarvi looking for a great last stock comeback here.
How quickly the tables have turned.
Oh my goodness!
Sarvi up smash.
He got it!
Tried and true.
The comeback all the way puts the minifigure up to the screen, and Syracuse takes this one. A sweep of Nebraska for the Orange.
Do not play with Sarvi and his up smash. You think you know what's coming. You think you know exactly what he's going to do, and you still walk right into it. He is good.
My goodness, let's take a look at these highlights real quick. There's one. Got it there with ease. Good combo here from Sarvi. Let's see that second one, the tornado. He loves that move too. But what did he go for on the third one? I mean, we'll see the combo into it here. And this was incredible. He was up 0% to about, he had 70 or 80. Brought it all the way back. There it is. Put it on a t-shirt.
So good. You love to see it. It's so electric. I mean, when he does what you want him to do, not only win, but just that move is so good.
I mean, and gets me hype every time we watch it. Yeah. And of course, there is still one more matchup here. It's Scooby playing Me Brawler and Arvin playing Bayonetta. And
I mean, this is really just for fun, right?
Yeah, it's for fun.
Why not? Who doesn't love a little fun?
Of course. I mean, I love fun. This has been fun all night.
This has been a lot of fun.
Syracuse romping to a dominant victory over one of the better teams in the PEC, playing more cohesively than they did last week. Let's talk about the differences between this week and last week, because it's interesting.
Everyone seems to really be contributing today. The morale seems to be a little higher. There was laughing. The players were laughing together during stocks. And while some people say, oh, they're not taking it seriously, it's a video game.
Come on now.
You're only supposed to take it so seriously. If you have fun, you're probably going to play better. And that's what I've seen in terms of the difference between this series against Nebraska and the series against Minnesota. And both Nebraska and Minnesota, they're such similarly ranked teams. So it's tough to blame it on one team being superior to the other.
We're going to get into it now, and the drafting was excellent all the way through.
100%.
That's on Coach Bear and Sarvi, both of them. We're all already getting juggled around by Arvin. I mean, listen. Not that it matters what happens here, but what do you expect? I mean, this is about what I expected so far. The quickness of Bayonetta to get up and in. I mean, it's going to be really tough for Scooby to play against, but he's kind of holding his own here, up at 103% now.
Yeah, these characters are similar and different at the same time. They both rely on melee combat, but Bayonetta really hits her groove when she's up in the sky, whereas Scooby and Me Brawler would much prefer to do the work from the ground.
Bayonetta also has a couple more long-range options than Me Brawler. It's not significant.
No, but the hitboxes are bigger. She's got the guns on the feet.
Yeah, that's odd in my opinion. But guns on your feet, I would be worried.
Yeah, mine would go off all the time.
Oh yeah. My goodness! Wow, made the most. 155% knockout for Scooby. That's exactly what, I mean, he wants to do any day of the week. Now looking to stretch this stock all the way. Already got 30% of, I mean, gifted life here. There's the knockout. 30% advantage now for Scooby. Made good work of his stock. He was high on percent pretty early.
And we saw that in Series 1. He was down. I think he was up against a 60 or 70% wall. And then he climbed right back up.
Precisely. Getting juggled a little bit, and this is where Bayonetta's going to hurt him. I mean, if Bayonetta can juggle here, it's going to be tough for Scooby to do just about anything. Got to play more on the ground. Looking to edge guard off the edge here. With these melee characters a little more comfortable going off the edge with each other, trying to guard there. Gets back to center stage now, just misses there with the up air. Oh boy. Juggled around. Oh my goodness. Bayonetta went for a big combo and just missed it. The fist out of nowhere, but didn't get it. That fist is terrifying.
It's scary. And it takes so long to charge up, but it's so powerful and it has a huge hitbox.
Oh, it didn't get knocked out there after the slow, but came very close. Saw him get a knockout up at this high percent before. At 174%, oh my goodness, manages to stay alive. That was incredible. Avoiding a knockout Scooby, trying to get a knockout of his own now. I mean, this is even higher percents than he went last time. Got in the grab, but that should do it, but it doesn't.
Oh my God.
I don't know how he's still on stage. Manages to recover yet again, 131%. Just a true testament to the human spirit, and gets the knockout.
It's almost at 200.
That was incredible, and they are hype out there.
Oh.
There it is. I mean, that was incredible. That's a moral victory.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He has extended stocks like no other today. Did it in the first set, doing it again here, playing with some passion. On even percents now, 40-30. Trying to jockey, get some positioning. Getting some good juggling in the air, which is not what you'd expect from me, Brawler, in this matchup, but there it is. Good parry right into a good combo from Bayonetta. Both at 67%. Now both up to 76. So flip-flop the numbers up to 80. They've been dealing percents very evenly here on this last stock. Scooby trying to find a way to take advantage. They are neck and neck still. Similarly built characters doing similar things, still neck and neck. They deal a lot of percents when they bash into each other.
Yeah, they're trading hits pretty consistently.
Just trying to find a way to get above. There it is. It's a Syracuse sweep here, both in this set and in the series. Syracuse beats Nebraska by a score of, let me do some quick math, 12-6. Excuse me, 16-6. Nah, the math didn't work.
That was electric. What an all-around display. I mean, you saw Nebraska switch up their lineup and assume that these matchups would be more advantageous for them. But this was one of the most dominant Syracuse wins we've seen against an opponent who, according to their record and the opponents that they've played, is very solid.
They're quite talented, and Syracuse came out. I mean, the first one wasn't super close, but it wasn't a blowout. Came out in the second set, and oh my goodness, it was all Syracuse the whole time. Incredible victory.
It was a sea of orange. I'm excited to see how they'll carry this into future weeks. A lot of times you win and you remember what it's like to win after you just suffered a tough loss that you wish you could have had back. And this is very rejuvenating for an orange squad with a lot of time and a lot more smash to play.
It's actually the first sweep anybody has had over their opponent in all titles in the PEC this year.
Oh.
It's been a dominant week for Syracuse. Wow. It's been incredible to watch here in Smash. Only team that is towards the top of the PEC that they haven't played yet in Smash is Kansas. So that'll be another interesting test for Syracuse whenever that matchup comes.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
But they played the other three big dogs.
Right, and they've done fairly well. I mean, Michigan State is really in a tier of its own, but these other two teams in Nebraska and Minnesota, I mean, this was a dominant 2-0 win, but against Minnesota, they really held their own. And I think if that match were to happen again, maybe later down the line, anything could happen. It's a Syracuse winning.
Excited to see when they play these teams again in the spring, but for now, it's a 2-0 sweep off the back of an 11-10 victory and a 16-6 victory for the Syracuse Orange. I'm Jack Elliott, of course, with me, Rowan Mastrangelo. Huge thanks to everyone in the production room. We'll see you next week.